thanks for joining me today. My name is Michelle, and I wanted to jump online today just to share with you some tips that have really helped me as well as helped a lot of my students. If you suffer from tight shoulders, tight neck, tight upper chest, so in other words, if perhaps if you're an office worker, you sit at a desk for many hours of the day, or if you're driving in a car like me, I have these long commutes that I do all the time. And so I often find myself kind of in this position, shrinking throughout the day. So the 3 postures I'm going to share with you today, they are absolutely wonderful and very effective, and also really kind of calming and relaxing at the same time as being effective for really opening up the shoulders, the chest, relaxing the neck. So getting all that stuff to feel good. So here's what you'll need, because you will need actually a couple props to do this properly. So I'm going to use a yoga bolster that I have here beside me and a yoga block. If you don't have a bolster, that's fine. You could probably just grab a couple of your pillows off your bed, stack one on top of the other, and that would be suitable. Maybe even 3 pillows might be good. You can experiment and just see what works. And if you don't have a yoga block, something of that size, so maybe a book or something like that might work well, or a telephone book if you still have those around, that kind of thing. Okay, so once you've got your pillow or your bolster, what you're going to do is you're going to just lay it down on the floor or on a yoga mat if you have one, horizontally to you. And it's really easy, this one. What you'll do is you'll just come to lay on top of the bolster and place it in such a way that the bolster kind of scoops up behind your chest area, and then grab your yoga block or whatever you have, something like this, and on the tallest side, you'll just place it behind the back of your head like a nice big pillow. Now what you want to try and achieve is to have your shoulders above the bolster. So this allows your shoulders to drop down and back, and it really helps to open up the chest. And then you can just simply lengthen the arms out to your side. If you're comfortable, couple leg options. You can just cross the legs, or you can place the soles of the feet together and just let your knees drop towards the floor. For some folks, that might be a little too much for the knees, so just see how it feels. And then I'd recommend just stay here for at least a couple of minutes, noticing how the posture speaks to your body, closing down your eyes, and just relaxing into it. Now, I'll take you straight away into the next one because it's a similar setup for the second variation. Now, this is a little bit of a progression, so if this is a lot for you right now, I'd say maybe just stay with this. Otherwise, we'll go to the second variation. So the second variation, you're going to take your block and you're actually going to flip it so it's a little bit closer, so your head actually starts to drop back. So just slowly let your head go back to land on the block. Now, hopefully this is still pretty comfortable for your neck. If it's not, then switch back to that higher side and just stay with that progression. The next one we're going to do is really working on the shoulders. So you're going to take your arms straight up above, palms face each other. Try to straighten the arms and then relax your shoulders. And then from here, just slowly extend your arms overhead and just go to the place where you can, where you're able to keep your elbows relatively straight. You're going to notice that straight away, if you're tight here, they're going to want to bend and they're going to want to wing out to the side. You don't want that if you really want to help to open up your shoulders. So just keep the palms in, keep the arms straight, start to slowly let gravity bring your arms to the floor. If you had an extra yoga block, you could actually just have it right in between your hands, but it's not necessary. And just see if you can really allow gravity to pull your arms towards the floor naturally. Just take a few breaths into that. Now, if you do find that your hands get pretty close to the floor, I think I'm pretty close, oh, have to bend my elbows a little bit. You could possibly grab onto, well, if your yoga mat was up by your fingers, you could grab the sides of your yoga mat and kind of hold that position. Or you could place yourself near a chair and kind of grab the legs of the chair. But otherwise, just allow yourself to hang and allow things to open up. And let's just take one more big breath. Nice big breath out. It feels so good. It really gets everything nice and open. Now, when you come out, maybe bring your hands just behind the nape of your neck here, and you'll bring your chin up, and then just slowly assist yourself to come up. Last one. So this one, we're going to change position so that we're facing the bolster or the cushions, and we'll keep them facing this way. And we'll use the yoga block between our hands this time to give us some feedback about keeping this external rotation of the shoulders. So the external rotation of the shoulders is when our elbows are moving towards each other this way. If they go out to the sides, that's an internal rotation. And for opening your chest this way and releasing the shoulders, you're gonna wanna keep this external rotation. Okay, so that's a bigger story, but just sort of trust me on that. So what we'll do is to come to a kneeling position. You're gonna place yourself so that your elbows are about halfway up the bolster, shoulder width apart, and you just place your hands on the sides of the block this way so that you have a little gauge there. And then from here, you can play around with how far your knees are from the setup, but you just see if you can start to drop your chest towards the floor, your head towards the pillow. And you can either keep the hands upright, or you can even start to just bring your hands back towards your upper back and then really start to sink or melt your heart towards the floor. And just take a few breaths into that. And so I'd suggest stay in this position maybe a minute, probably not longer than 2 minutes. It's actually pretty intense for the shoulders. You don't want to overdo it. And then just slowly, when you're ready to, you can release and then bring yourself back up. Maybe give the shoulders a nice big roll. And that's it for today. So hopefully those 3 little positions, really 2 of them are the same. It's just a progression. Give them a try. Let me know how you go. Hopefully they are awesome for your shoulders and your thoracic, really helping to open that area up. Thanks for spending the time to hang out with me today, and I'll see you guys soon. Namaste.